A joint groundbreaking ceremony is held as慈济begins renovating 9 dilapidated schools in Taitung. Staff of Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital make yuanxiao for medical volunteers in celebration of Lantern Festival. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Siri. Thank you for joining us. In Taiwan, the Tzu Chi Foundation will help rebuild 9 schools in Taitung County as a way to help minimize the impact of earthquake-related disasters in the future. On February 22nd, a joint groundbreaking ceremony was held at Fuxing Elementary School. At the occasion, the students of Fuxing Elementary School put on a performance with sign language and invited everyone to join them. Other participants also prayed for the reconstruction project to be completed as scheduled.
Tzu Chi volunteers performed the Tzu Chi song Passing Out Love to start the joint groundbreaking ceremony. Zhang Fumei, former principal of Tzu Chi University of Science and Technology, also reads a letter from Master Zheng Yan to wish for a perfect completion of this project.
Let's offer our best wishes to the reconstruction of these schools.
Justin Huang, who is Taitung County Magistrate and also an alumnus of Fuxing Elementary School, also came to the ceremony to witness the moment in history when his alma mater will be rebuilt.
I studied at this elementary school for 6 years. I know some buildings from my time are still being used now. After rebuilding them, we can give kids a safer environment to study.
Caring about the students' education, Huang Ziteng, Director General of K-12 Education Administration of Ministry of Education, also came to the ceremony.
I am very grateful to the assistance from private organizations, especially that of Tzu Chi, because Tzu Chi always gives timely and efficient assistance.
The students on stage perform a song with sign language and invite everyone to join them. They together pray for this reconstruction project to go smoothly and complete perfectly.
Lin Hongxiang, the principal of Fuxing Elementary School, which will also be rebuilt by Tzu Chi, has invited Tzu Chi volunteers to teach Jingsi aphorisms at his school so that the students can learn moral values.
The students listen attentively to Tzu Chi volunteers telling a story. This is the weekly Jingsi aphorism class at Fuxing Elementary School in Taitung.
One Jingsi aphorism can have a positive influence on the kids and nurture their personalities.
Tzu Chi volunteers also take the students out of the classroom to express the meaning of aphorism by painting on the fence.
I'm a Catholic, but I feel every religion was founded to inspire people to do good. The students can learn moral values from Jingsi aphorisms.
正确价值观。所以我们每天存1块钱，就是把这样的一个行为实践在这个竹筒福马上。
Principal Li Hongxiang also asked Tzu Chi volunteers to teach students the spirit of counting your blessing, cherishing it, and creating it.
受到我们慈济基金会的一个感动。
Being touched by Tzu Chi Foundation, I want our kids to learn to be grateful, to count and cherish their blessing.
去知恩，去惜福。
In addition to rebuilding the school, Tzu Chi also brings humanitarianism to the campus, so the students can learn the spirit of truth, goodness, and beauty.
In Tainan, many schools were damaged by the recent earthquake that struck on February 6th. Among them, 76 schools need to be rebuilt, including Yujing Junior High School, whose structure has become unsafe. The reconstruction will be costly, but fortunately, the Lions Club International Foundation has promised to assist with the reconstruction. In Yujing Junior High School, This three-story building is severely damaged by the quake. Many tiles on the walls have fallen off, and some steel bars are even exposed. So it is dangerous and unsafe. In addition, the 6 water tanks have fallen off due to the quake. The school needs a large amount of budget for rebuilding the buildings. Fortunately, the Lions Club International Foundation has promised to assist rebuilding the school.
It's a little over $1 million US, which is about 36 million of the local currency. We are about 60% there. So we have to work hard to get to the rest of the other 40%, so that's what we'll be doing.
Yujing Junior High School is the most severely damaged by the quake in Tainan. Besides Yujing Junior High School, Zuozhen Elementary School is also damaged. In Tainan alone, 76 schools were damaged by the quake and need to be rebuilt. Although it will take a long time to rebuild the buildings, the rebuilding of the students' minds has begun.
Many religious groups are concerned about these schools. They will assist with rebuilding the schools, counseling the students, and offering tuition aids to the students.
Tzu Chi volunteers also go to Kunshan Elementary School, which is near the collapsed Weiguan building, to provide aid and care for the students. With the assistance from various charity organizations, the students can continue their studying smoothly. In Taitung, the Tzu Chi Foundation, Taitung County Government, and Guangming Elementary School have joined hands to organize a seminar training teachers to strengthen character building in their classrooms. At the event, participants took part in activities that incorporate value lessons and discussion about Tzu Chi's charity and education missions. Among those in attendance were principals and teachers from schools whose reconstruction project is being funded by Tzu Chi. At this seminar held for teachers, the participants take part in group activities that incorporate Jingsi aphorisms to learn ways to better teach their students.
Tzu Chi provides abundant resources to help build a person's character, which can be incorporated into our curriculum and life education.
From proper etiquette to guiding students to practice good deeds and honor their parents, the seminar held by the Tzu Chi Foundation at the Taitung Jingsi Hall is also attended by many principals and teachers whose schools are being renovated by Tzu Chi.
We need to instill these values in children's heart to raise them properly. I think this is the most important aspect of education now.
Through Tzu Chi relief work abroad and helping students displaced by disasters to resume their schooling, many first-time participants are touched and reminded of their initial aspirations.
I did not imagine that while I teach, some children in a foreign country are thirsting for a chance to study. After being a teacher for so long, I am once again reminded of my initial aspiration. Education is based on love.
Learning diligently, these teachers are ready to help foster the development of ethical and responsible students based on virtues and good manners. In the United States, Tzu Chi volunteers are of different races, faith, and creeds. Next, we meet Marita Kalave, a devout Christian who was hesitant about Tzu Chi upon her initial meeting, but later opened up her heart to accept the Buddhist organization. At school, Marita Kalave is an after-school site coordinator at an elementary school, where she takes care of disadvantaged children. She and her family also volunteer to help the homeless. This is because she knows personally what it's like to need a helping hand in life.
My name is Marita Kalave. All right, who's ready to read? They call me Miss K. I am a after-school site coordinator at Bret Hart.
Miss K is not only like a site coordinator.
Let's play a freeze game, freeze game.
She's more like a friend to other people and to the kids, like a mother figure.
Time to stop. Got you, got you, got you, got you, got you.
A lot of kids that goes to the school lives in the project. She'll go out there to the project and feed them and clothe them.
At Bret Hart, one of the things I try really hard to do is help everybody out, whether it's housing, whether it's food, whether it's job, whether it's getting clothes for their kids. do the best that I can to try to help them or accommodate them. I always remember going back to what I went through. And this is my sister, Mavis and Kiki. If you can see how little they are, this is how young I was when my mom was being abused. Her friends that she affiliated with got her to do some crazy things, and so she brought guys over, drinking and smoking and doing all kinds of stuff while I'm catering to my sisters. At that time, I was maybe 13, but my mom went off to do some other things, and so therefore left me to feed my siblings, and I had to go to selling drugs. One day I ran into one of my family members and he was smoking it, and I was, hey, let me try some of that. And he turned to me and he looked at me and he says, you stupid. I would never, ever let you try this. So from then on, I didn't want to do that no more. You know, if he was saving me, then I should save someone else. Crystal, come in. Did your students get food? Jojo has 2 that didn't grab any food.
We were living in a motel. My wife is pregnant. Try to sell everything that I used to have just to make ends meet.
That motel was nasty. They had pimps come over there, rats over there. And
crumble in bed in there, and you feel like you're all alone.
But then my husband's friend named Alan, him and his wife and his children, they came out and gave us rent money.
Even though they were my friends, I didn't know them long enough, but they came and checked up on my family because they went through the same thing. They know how it feels to be homeless.
When you help a family, that family will go and help someone else and someone else. And so I kept saying to myself, we need to do something. We need to do something. We need to help somebody else in need. Here you go. And so as a family, we go out and feed the homeless and sing in the community. But when Roxanne and I met...
You're Miss K, right?
Hi, yes.
Yeah, I am Tzu Chi.
She asked me if I can come and help out with the family.
There's a family that may need help in furnishing the home.
But when I saw Tzu Chi Foundation come in and volunteer, I was kind of like, I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want to do it because of bad experiences.
Miss K, who has always tried to help others, now finds herself at a crossroads. But why is she unwilling to volunteer with the Tzu Chi Foundation? Find out next time on The Samoan Way.
After the Buddhist Tzu Chi Stem Cell Center was established in 1993, beginning in 1997, its records were used to help patients in need of a transplant in China find a match. Now, nearly 2 decades later, out of the 30 countries and areas that receive donated stem cell through Tzu Chi, China comes in at #1 with the most completed transplants. Not only does such exchange of love help save lives, it also has a profound impact on doctors who carry out the surgeries.
我知道了，就是中国大陆，就是我第一个在就发这样的东西，跟你一起分享您的荣耀。
Excitedly showing off his published report on a renowned medical journal, Dr. Li Chengfu, who has been collaborating with the Tzu Chi Stem Cells Center, wants the visiting Tzu Chi volunteers to share his excitement.
我们也正是因为在台湾慈济的帮助下。
Thanks to the help of Taiwan Tzu Chi Foundation, we were able to complete numerous stem cell transplants to treat thalassemia. Our success ratio has been over 90%.
得了90%以上的治愈率。
It is because of this remarkable achievement that many people come here to seek treatment.
现在
Anyone, anywhere in the world who needs a stem cell transplant to treat thalassemia will know about a remarkable team with an incredible success ratio in China's Guangzhou.
心源移植做得这么好。
After Tzu Chi's bone marrow registry was established in 1993, by April of 1997, donated stem cells were brought to China to help save lives. In nearly 2 decades, over 1,700 lives were saved.
China had its own hematopoietic stem cell registry, but it was smaller.
Actually, back in 1964, Dr. Lu had already completed the first bone marrow transplant in China.
Because of the Cultural Revolution, everything was put on halt for over a decade. When the second case was performed, it was already 1981.
Because of the one-child policy implemented in China at the time, any patient in need of a bone marrow transplant could only rely on a non-family donor.
At the time, the China Marrow Donor Program wasn't yet established. So besides relatives, a patient in need of a transplant must rely on the database in Taiwan.
We have quite a few cases like yours here in our hospital. If it wasn't for Tzu Chi's bone marrow registry and its donors, your disease would be hard to cure by simply relying on chemotherapy.
I am extremely grateful to the stem cell bank in Taiwan. While writing a thank you letter, I just couldn't stop crying.
As direct flights across the Taiwan Strait were not yet sanctioned, Taiwanese businessmen took on the role of special transporters.
During the SARS outbreak, a Taiwanese businessman on a flight passed on after contracting the disease. So suddenly everyone else on the plane got really nervous. Thankfully, all of our volunteers were okay.
The hematopoietic stem cells were delivered by volunteers who flew in the economy class because they wanted to save money. Can you imagine the sacrifice they made in order to help?
Years later, when cross-strait travel became a norm, staff from the hospital responsible for the transplant would then pick up the responsibility.
To most of our doctors, to go to Tzu Chi Stem Cell Center is like going home. There is just a sense of belonging and fellowship there.
With the stem cells from Tzu Chi in Taiwan, not only me, but my nurses and doctors in charge of the patient can all rest easier, which also pass on to the patient. Tzu Chi doesn't just hand you the stem cells and say bye-bye. I feel that it bathes you in a lot of love and passes on proper values.
In the summer of 2001, when cross-strait tension intensified, a special gift was still delivered from Taiwan to Suzhou to save the precious life of leukemia patient Chen Xia.
Because of the publicity brought by the story, the high-ups realized that the China Marrow Donor Program failed to perform as expected. So they decided to take this matter seriously and invested more money to build up the database.
After years of collaboration, now the Chinese people have come to embrace bone marrow donation. Beginning in 2007, there were even cases of Chinese marrow donors saving the life of Taiwanese.
After so many years of carrying out stem cell transplant, on one hand, I believe this helped my team develop while saving the lives of patients. On the other hand, I have grown personally. I think this is brought about by the spirit of Tzu Chi Stem Cell Center, which is really the selfless devotion of volunteers and so many people.
The 15th day of the first month in the lunar calendar marks the Lantern Festival in Taiwan. To celebrate at the Tzu Chi Hospital in Taichung, the staff made healthy yuanxiao, or glutinous rice balls with fillings, that were given to medical volunteers in appreciation for their hard work all year round. February 22nd is also Nutritionist Day in Taiwan. Even on a holiday meant for them, some nutritionists were happily involved in making yuanxiao with the mind to keep things healthy.
Roses represent blessings for the new year. Celebrating the Lantern Festival, the staff here have also not forgotten that February 22nd is also Nutritionist Day in Taiwan.
The work of a nutritionist is always tough. This year, with Nutritionist Day and the Lantern Festival falling on the same day, we're making these healthy yuanxiao to wish the people well, in hopes the year will go smoothly for everyone.
Even though the holiday is meant for them, this nutritionist at Taichung Hospital is still at his post, helping the nursing staff make these healthy sweet potato yuanxiao.
The glutinous rice flour is essentially refined starch. Also, sweet potatoes are pretty high in dietary fiber, which makes them a good staple food.
These sweet potato yuanxiao are healthy and delicious. These snacks are all meant to say thank you for the hard work of all the medical volunteers.
We want to thank all the volunteers for working selflessly with compassion to take care of our hospital and serve all of our patients.
On this day, to celebrate the Lantern Festival, as well as honor nutritionists, these yuanxiao may appear small, but they are a symbol of deep gratitude, made with love, in hopes that volunteers and nutritionists alike will continue to safeguard the health of the community.
For the Lantern Festival holiday, this year, Da'ai Tzu Chi Hospital has prepared gift bags and tangyuan to say thank you to the medical volunteers. Many of the medical volunteers this week are from Tainan, who sacrificed their Chinese New Year holidays to assist in relief efforts after the Meinong earthquake. So staff at the hospital seized the occasion to express their deepest gratitude for the selfless work of the medical volunteers.
For this year's Lantern Festival, at DaAi Tzu Chi Hospital, staff are preparing this tangyuan, especially to say thank you to Tzu Chi volunteers from Tainan for their efforts after the Meinong earthquake.
Because the quake on February 6th was right before the Lunar New Year, many of Tainan's volunteers gave up their warm homes and family cooking to help others in need. The Lantern Festival today is kind of like a substitute New Year's, so we want to give them a nice New Year banquet.
To say thank you, the hospital has also prepared a gift bag with several different items. There is chocolate that represents overcoming difficulty, and rice snacks, which represent longevity.
This little glass charm says peace is a blessing. We hope this will be a reminder to everyone that peace is the greatest blessing. There are also 2 oranges inside. The one with the spring sticker symbolizes more chance to serve, while the one with the fortune sticker means good luck and blessings for the next year.
While some worked on the gift bags, other nurses who just finished their shifts have come to help with the banquet. The meal is a small expression of gratitude for the hard work invested by these volunteers in the wake of the Meinong earthquake.
During the winter vacation, many Tzuchings participated in Tzu Chi's youth volunteer camp to experience the joy of serving. In Kaohsiung, these youth volunteers went to Jintan Elementary School, which is located in a remote region, to play with the students there and spread some holiday cheer. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.